What is up, guys? Archon29 here, bringing you guys another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the Final Fantasy VII Remake TGS trailer that just dropped recently. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at it, and then I'm going to do a quick observation, and then we're going to go back and break down some of the things we see. So the train scene, which we've already seen. This looks amazing. I'm not sure. I'm guessing these are the new things they added to the game. And I'm not sure what they're supposed to signify or what they're supposed to even do. Like the spirits of time. So I'm guessing that that soldier is on the red bike, and if you recall, the red bike soldiers were the hardest to kill in the bike minigame. So Cloud Sword gets stuck trying to attack the hallucination of Sephiroth. I'm not sure where this even takes place, to be honest.
I'll see myself in. Thanks.
Reno's looking good.
And who are you? Now it's my turn.
Hello, Aerith.
Bird's also looking pretty good.
Wait a minute. Those eyes.
So Rude can throw you into your allies during the fight. This is the marketplace. Air Stress looks really good.
Don't be shy, little kitten. Shimmy on over and give Daddy some sugar.
Hair looks so weird.
Right? After you.
Train graveyard.
You led us on a merry chase, Aerith.
Song looks pretty good.
Got your little force right here.
Good dart minigame. Squats, pull-ups are added now. We can do pull-ups too. Rogue. It shrinks the Buster Sword too.
President Shinra.
Now then, my dear square-enix, henceforth allies of wicked Wutai, our sworn enemy.
Wutai, the hell we are.
You still don't understand your loneliness.
Actually, name drop Wutai. Airbuster. Aprit looked really good there too with Hellfire. Shiva. So the platform's going to be destructible too for cutscene purposes. It's kind of interesting. After the plate falls. So I wonder if this is going to be the midpoint of the game. It's supposed to be super emotional. Go back and look at some things here.
Give me a break.
So initially I thought that these new added elements were only attached to, you know, Aerith and Cloud, since Aerith is an ancient and Cloud has the Mako poisoning and all that stuff, or had it at one point. It has the Genova cells. But it looks like they're interacting with everybody and not just them. And then the bike, if you see here, is red. And if you recall from the bike minigame, I think there was 3 colors. There was orange, blue, and red. And reds used to be the hardest to kill. So I'm guessing that's what this is supposed to signify, and that's why Cloud calls him a soldier. So they were supposed to be a soldier, and that's why they're so hard to kill.
This is quite what I had in mind when I asked for your help way back when.
Kind of a reminiscence back to the Advent Children cutscene, or part of the movie. So this is kind of interesting. I wonder if he's not hallucinating like Tifa or Aerith as Sephiroth, and he was going to cut down the illusion, but it would have been obviously he'd been cutting down one of them. So the sword gets blocked on the wall here to signify that there's something wrong with Cloud. I think they might be trying to do something like that. Because he does deal with this throughout the game, and he almost kills Aerith in the original and at the end of Disc 1. And as you can tell, Sephiroth doesn't really seem malicious here either, and there's no major smile or anything.
Like we're flying high these days.
Now more than ever.
As for this,
He's a keeper, all right.
I'm trying to think of at what point this could take place. Because it's obviously not after the beam falls, because they're all up top on the thing still. Or they're just outside of it on a station elsewhere, so they can see the collapse. It's too generic for me to point out a landmark and be able to tell where it takes place.
Yeah.
I'll see myself in. Thanks.
Unless they jump off the train. You know,
And
looking
who
good.
are you?
like I said
Now it's
before.
my turn.
So Reno has a lot of evasion, it looks like. It looks weird watching it though in real time. Magnetic rod.
Hello, Aerith.
What do you want?
Wait a minute. Those eyes.
So you're gonna run into Root as well a little earlier than you would in the original, because obviously you run into him in Gangaga, if I remember correctly, for the first time. Gonna meet him in Midgar at some point. Looks like on the outskirts, maybe.
Corneo's got.
Yeah, Aerith's dress looks really good there. So the other thing is I could have swore that when you did the cross-dressing scene, you both got dressed up at the same time. And that's not happening anymore, it looks like. Maybe Cloud's not cross-dressing in this version. They said they wanted to keep it in the game, but maybe they got so much backlash from that and Tifa and her looks that they just decided to not, you know, mess with it at all and just removed it from the game altogether, and instead Aerith will go in undercover and you'll somehow sneak in.
Certain tastes.
Don't be shy, little kitten. Shimmy on over and give Daddy some sugar.
Or maybe not. Maybe that actually takes place with Cloud in the room. You just haven't seen the cross-dressing Cloud yet.
It'll be fine, right? After you.
So at first I wasn't sure what this was. I thought maybe it was the basement of the Cornero Mansion after everybody, you know, shows who they really are. But instead, it's the train graveyard from what I can tell. You can see the train behind them. You actually look at it and make it out. Stop it. That and Tifa, I think, is afraid of ghosts throughout the game as well. And Aerith is just messing with Cloud and kind of having fun with it. This scene here is interesting as well because we never actually got to see Seng catch up with Aerith and Marlene when you find out that Sung has Aerith. Because you hear from Marlene that while they were escaping, they happened to run into some of the Turks. So you're actually going to get to see what happens here and how Marlene escapes.
You led us on a merry chase, Aerith.
Sung looking pretty good. So let's rewind this a little bit here. So where does this take place? It looks like the spirits are slowing him down and knocking him back. I don't even know what those are anymore. I actually couldn't tell you because they look so weird. Like people can interact with them, but they just go right through Cloud. Dartboard minigame. Squats, pull-ups. So that means you'll be able to revisit that area before you go up to Shinra and play the squats and the pull-up minigame again. So Cloud gets turned into a frog here. Something interesting kind of poked out to me. If you look, his triangle is Punisher mode, and once he gets turned into a frog, it turns into Bubble Breath. So you're going to be able to actually use a special attack in Frog.
President Shinra.
And I'm a big fan of this here because it didn't make any sense for Shinra to show up in the reactor with you to taunt Barret and Avalanche. I'm glad they're doing it this way. And there's also the fact that he actually name drops Wutai, which I don't think you hear anything about Wutai until like way late into Disc 1, maybe after you get Yuffie and use the Tiny Bronco to go to Wutai. You don't really know what's going on or what happened. That was something they were really bad about in the first game. They didn't really tell players what was going on in Wutai. So I'm glad to see that it gets name dropped here and that Avalanche is going to be, you know, made to be a scapegoat for them to keep going after Wutai. What's this there? Airbuster, like I said, looks good. Ifrit looks amazing as well. Let's go back and look at Ifrit one more time here. Back and look at Ifrit. So there's Hellfire. So if you look, right before the Hellfire goes off, you can actually see a gauge. So I'm guessing it's going to be kind of like 13 maybe, where they attack with you for a while until the gauge gets low and then you push a button and it gives you the ability to use the summon's ultimate move, which in this case would be Hellfire. It's either that or the summon just stays with you until either you die or, you know, he ends up running out of gauge and using Hellfire that way too. That's interesting to note. You're also going to get Ifrit a lot earlier in the game too, because in the original you got him after you were going to Junon on the ship. Keep looking. You know, attacks Cloud from the plane. So that right there I think looked like Odin. Kind of reminded me of Odin for a minute, but it's not Odin. Go back here. Not Odin. I might have to slow this down in order to get him on screen. Test it again, didn't I? Yeah, I can't find it now. Right before this. Okay, let's just slow this down. Definitely not slowing this down. Okay, I got this. Okay, there we go. Actually, we put him right on screen. I didn't even have to slow it down. So, as you can see, it's not Odin, it's an enemy, and I know what enemy it is. It's the rare spawn in the train graveyard. A lot of people I don't think ever ran into him. He carries a rod for Aerith, if I remember right. That's really powerful for that portion of the game. So that is pretty interesting. Might actually be a boss fight from how it looks, because he's like stalking them in the graveyard. They can't really see him. That's what it looks like. Yeah, they don't see him coming. That's kind of interesting. They don't even turn to look at him. So it is cool to see that they're actually going to do something with the rare spawn that was there originally. He's actually part of the story now. Shiva's Diamond Dust, so you're going to get Shiva and Ifrit way earlier than you did before, obviously, since their zones won't be available. Because you got Shiva and Junon, and you, like I said, you got Ifrit on the ship on your way across from Junon. Those won't be in the game, so makes sense you get them earlier. So I wonder if this is going to be a destructible environment, or if that's just there for cutscene purposes, to signify the danger of the situation. Obviously the fall after the play happens, what have you. I wonder if Biggs, Jesse, and Wedge all die here as well. I can't tell what they're on top of that is giving them the overview like this. Unless they jumped from the beam over to the next slums beam. But that seems like a far stretch from the cable. And I don't know what this is in the back right hand corner, but it looks kind of inappropriate. Oh, it's the slum top. I don't know, that just looks so weird to me how it looks. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the breakdown of the trailer. I had a lot of fun watching it and going over it again. Like I said, you can just go to the PlayStation Australia channel if you want the full version of it without me commentating over it. I'll put a link down below for you guys as well. I'm sure it's on the regular PlayStation US channel as well. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys on the next video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer. If there's anything I missed or overlooked, I'd be more than glad to talk with you guys and hang out. But like I said before, catch you guys later. Peace.